Hey, 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 everybody. Here we are on Tuesday, continuing with a week of primarily KBO gambling. Um, Today, right now, what we'll be doing is we will recap the two parlays that we made yesterday and the one DraftKings fantasy team that we put in for KBO. Oh, and the one oh yeah, let me get this up. The one Japanese um, fantasy lineup that we put in. This was our very first Japanese short slate contest. Um, it was we just played a $1 just to kind of start getting our feet wet. We might play another $1 tournament tonight. Um, there doesn't appear to be a lot of info out there when it comes to um, the Japanese league in terms of draft advice. There's virtually nothing on the CBS Sports Line, and very little on like RotoWire. RotoWire gives a little article on it, but even their value charts, which if you've seen any of my videos, or even if you haven't, I'll tell you now. Um, I do a lot of work with the value charts. You know, what I mean, just taking a look at who are they, what have they done, what's the general projection. I mean, a lot of times it's not accurate at all, but it gives you an idea. And even on that, they don't do any projections. They just give you their outright stats. I'm looking at Japanese tournaments right now. The last one I entered was a $1 multi entry. I think people could enter up to 10 times. I don't know if I want to do that or a $3 three max entry. I'll stick with the $1 tournaments for now. Just until we get a little. It's a similar path to what I did. Tiki, how's it going, Tiki? I was just about to break down my Korean fantasy draft from earlier this morning. It is a good day, man. It is a good day. In fact, like I said, I was just gonna. Yeah, check this out. Here, you can take a look at this real quick while you're there. Yesterday, I entered a 245 person, $12 single entry Korean baseball tournament. Here's my team. Boom, right there. 134 points. Well, I don't know what the math is, but there's 245 teams, and I think it was the top 245 teams, and I think the top 50, something like that, top 50 made money. Well, my team right here finished second. I finished second overall, so it was a $200 return. So pretty psyched about that. Which is shocking that my lock pitcher got rained out. So even I finished in second place in the tournament, and the main pitcher that I advised got rained out, got 0 points. Fortunately, 77% of the rest of the tournament also had him, so they all missed out on him. But there were two reasons why I was successful on this one. My secondary pitcher, I advised people to go with Lee. I thought a lot of people might go with Mike Wright for the Dinos, which they did. And Mike Wright was okay, but not good. Lee was $2,800 cheaper. Had a great performance. People got scared off by the Bears, but I said the heroes of this game. I had a good feeling about Lee. Sure enough, he pitched 6 innings, only gave up 5 hits, 1 run, 5 strikeouts, got the win, 22 points. Only 4% of the league drafted him. That's huge in a small single entry tournament. Him combined with On at second base, where I said grab best available second baseman, 2,900. Only 2.5% of the league had him. He had 3 hits, a double, a home run, 3 RBIs, 28 points. That alone, those two guys were the reason why. Everybody else was pretty standard. I was happy. I wound up going with Alter, who I had talked about yesterday, and I think some people get turned off just because he bats eighth. And generally, you want to try to find people that are batting higher. But look at this guy. 2 hits, a double, a home run. 34% of the people had him, but comparatively speaking, that's less than Quan or Na or Kim. So, very happy with this overall performance. But yeah, this was a $12 245 person entry. Good for second place. That's a $200 take. So that we had done the math from the weekend, Thursday through Sunday. With all of our betting, we had done essentially $350, I think it was, worth of gambling between the sports book and the daily drafts, and we had essentially dropped $1. We had won back $349 out of that 350. So that's $350 worth of fun that I had over the weekend for $1. And now we have a $12 one that wins us back $200. So we are well ahead now from the time that we started streaming. From the time that we started streaming, I've been roughly $60 up since the time we started streaming. Now obviously we've jumped up to significant. Right? Exactly. And that's the thing. That's what that's what I tell everybody. Anybody that stops by to hear me out, or anybody on Twitter that I'm talking to, I tell them, don't check it out if you're not doing it for fun. If you're not having fun building lineups and placing bets, don't do it, because you're going to wind up taking bets based on odds and the money that you might win back, and you're going to get screwed. You're going to wind up taking that risk. And sure, it might be exciting when you watch it, but you're going to lose more often than you're going to win. And then what are you going to do? You're going to wind up having to invest more money into it and come up with some kind of, well, you got to spend money to make money. No, you don't. Not in this. Not in gambling, you don't. You take a nice, safe chunk. I've been gambling for almost 10 years on $200. Okay? This is the way to do it. You have fun doing it. I've been able to withdraw $7,000 maybe, somewhere between 7 and 10 over those years, because I take out $500 here or $1,000 there when I go ahead, keep myself with a nice little bankroll. So yeah, it's all about the fun. $350 worth of fun gambling over the weekend that basically cost me $1, and then today had $12 in there. Had fun building the lineup, talking to everybody yesterday. Talking to Rev. He stopped by. Letting him know what I was doing, where I was going. He's like, you do you, brother. And there you go, man. There's the lineup right there. $200 up. Now, I did place two small parlays as well. Reverend Tom, he'll be, I don't know the date yet. Anybody else who watches this video I don't know the date yet, but at some point we will be having Reverend Tom on as a guest to go through Bundesliga, the German soccer league, to get me into the red, right? Into the red, into the black. Where do I want to be? On the good side. I want to be on the good side of the ledger. I want to clear my ledger. I'm in the black, right? That's what I want to be. Take me out to the black, whatever. But yeah. So again, that's it. That should be it. That should be the name of my book, BB in the Black. But uh, but yeah, again, just to run through the lineup, Lee, which, like I said, this is one of those situations where you look at his numbers and you look at his price, and it was out of whack. You could say, hey, this guy's been a fine pitcher. I can't be too scared to get just because he's playing the Bears. Sure enough, he pays off. If M would have played, because the guy who finished first did not have M. If M would have played, this would have been this lineup would have won that tournament. I can almost guarantee it, because we were only, what were we? We were less than 7 points out of first place. Yeah, we were less than 7 points out of first place. Um, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. I don't think the top guy. Yeah, see, the top guy did not have him. He went with Wright, who got him 6.9 points, but he cost 9,500. That's 2,800 more than our secondary pitcher, Choi. But that 6.9 points made the difference. Because if I had 6.9 points, I would have had 141.8. So I would have passed them up. But I would have been able to build the same lineup with Wright. That's why. Yeah. Hey, what are you gonna do? But yeah, so super happy about that. That's my line. The two parlay. I did play two parlays, which were I picked the Wyverns over the Lions to go along with the what were they? I know the answer to this. Oh, yeah. I picked the Wiz to beat the. I picked the Wiz to beat. Yeah, I want to add more to them. I've only got maybe, I don't know, a dozen or so, but I gotta add a few more to keep the rotation strong like the Hulk. But yeah, who was it? I had right. I had the Wiz over the Twins. I had the Heroes over the Bears, and I had the Wyverns over the Lions, which of course didn't happen. So we did lose $20 on those parlays, but that's fine. So for the night, 20, 20, and 12. No, 10, 10, and 12. So that's $32 that I spent. Won back 200. So that's a good 168. All right, Monk, get out, have fun. Yes, we will be together tomorrow evening at the big room. But anyway, so yeah, back to the gambling. Those two parlays did not pay off, but we were close. The Wiz were only down by 1 run, and the Wyverns had a chance there, but lost 4-1 ultimately. I'm coming right back again today with another parlay, for today's games. We'll go through that as soon as we recap the Japanese baseball that we went through yesterday. But yeah, so again, just for the uh, info and clip. So, recapping one last time. Recapping the KBO from last night. This was our $12 team. M got ringed out. Fortunately, 77.1%. Also saw him as the lock. I advised against going with Wright and going with Lee instead. Wright came in at 9,500 and scored under 7 points. Lee, he was also highly owned. Lee came in at 6,700, scored almost 22 points, was only 4.1% owned. Everybody else fairly reasonably owned, with the exception of On. We went with a Dinos, Heroes, a full-on Dino stack with a mini Hero stack, and then Best Available. And we grabbed Troy and On. And On was the gold mine for us. 2,900 second base. 3 hits, a double, a home run, 28 points, only 2.5%. This $12 single entry team was in a 245 person tournament. It finished second, and that was good for $200. So we will now jump over and do our recap of the Japanese game that we played. Again, now we are just starting into in fact, this right here, what we're about to recap, is our very first Japanese tournament. As you can see, we did not win this one. We only had 43 points. And as I said, this is going to be one where I might stick with it for a while. $1 a piece just to see how it goes. 43 points. This guy got nothing. There's not a lot of research material out there if you're not actually checking out the box scores of the Japanese game and getting a feel for it yourself. There's not a lot out there. I might do one, or I'm going to do one tonight, and I might do it based purely on value charts and just current stats. See what we can work out that way. What we had here, was based primarily off of an article in RotoWire. We went mostly with that here. None of it really seemed to work out. The suggested stacks were not profitable. We missed a great potential stack there. The suggested starting pitcher did not really pan out. So it didn't win anything there. That's $1. Hey, that's gonna happen. We're fine with that. So now let's close those out because we don't need them anymore. And let's what do we want to do? Do we want to run through? Do we want to run through the Japanese thing first and then do KBO? Or do we want to run KBO first and then do KBO? let's go with what we know at first, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll work on KBO first. Now I have not looked at this other than some of the matchups and betting lines for KBO for my parlay. Um, obviously I with the $200 win, I felt comfortable making another parlay on KBO, and I actually went with a $15 4-team parlay, which I know, that's unlikely to come through, but it's gonna be fun, regardless. Just knowing that I have it, and checking it out. So we'll take a risk on that. Let's go through that real quick. I'll give you, where do I go here? Yep, here. All right, so first of all, we had the rain out here yesterday, which was unexpected. It wasn't. I guess it came out of nowhere. Um, so what I'm doing with my 14 parlay is I'm all of them straight, not giving any points in any direction. I'm taking the Tigers to beat the Eagles. I'm taking the Dinos to rebound and beat the Giants because the Dinos lost yesterday. I'm taking that. I'm also taking the Bears to rebound and beat the Heroes. The other day yesterday we went the other way. That was the one we called right. And I'm once again going with the Wyverns, um, because the the Lions are not a powerhouse team. It's not like they're the best, a great, super great team or anything like that. Um, I stayed away from the Wiz Twins game today. Um, with the Twins having been on a decent run. Um, Definitely taking. Let's take a look at. Let's break down a little bit of these. You've got the Tigers playing at home against the Eagles. We know the Eagles suck everywhere, but the Tigers are one of the teams that have a significantly better home record than road. When the Tigers are on the road, they're 11-14. When they're at home, they're 13-7. So I definitely like the Tigers on that one, especially with the rain out yesterday. We got Young Im pitching again. You know, his price looks like he's up a little bit from yesterday, but we'll go through it. He's still probably going to be one of the locks. Although you got Koo up top too, the murderer Koo. So I'm going with I'm going with the Tigers for sure. Next one, Dinos. They lost yesterday. Koo, if I recall, lost his last outing, and that doesn't happen much for Koo. Um, you know, so now coming back, where they're playing the Giants. The Giants are on the road, and yes, sure, the Giants won on the road yesterday, but even with that win, they're 9-16 on the road. They're not the best road team. So yeah, you got to look at them. The Bears, we're taking the Bears, and they're playing the Heroes. And the main reason I'm going with the Bears here is because these are both really strong teams. The Bears are underdogs, so I actually got decent odds on them. I think they're 125 plus 125. They're worth a bet straight, even without parlaying them. But you throw them into a parlay, and the odds go up significantly. And the Bears are a fantastic road team. They're 17-11 on the road. The Heroes are hot. The Heroes are good at home too. But the Bears are definitely one of the better road teams. Um, Um, and then the Wyverns against the Lions. That's the one that again the Wyverns are a bit of an underdog. Got better than even money on them. The Wyverns are not a good team. They're not a good team. Um, but Samsung is barely 500. The Lions are barely 500. They're 25-24. They won yesterday. I think that is worth it. So I'm making a $15 14 parlay there. The odds are really good if it comes through. I think the $15 pays back. I don't remember, 130 or 40 if it hits. So that's worth it, just for the fun alone. So now we will be entering another, probably just one, Korean uh, tournament. There is there's a temptation. There's a temptation. Anytime that you have a decent win or performance, you want to, you get that. Oh yeah, I'm up now. You want to jump into a bigger tournament or multiple tournaments and all that. You know, Sometimes if you've got a weekend and it's looking good, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Or you know, if you take a look ahead too, see what's coming up. Like I'm very interested in entering the $1 million Fight Island premiere. On July 11th. So I'm not gonna jump into a million tournaments. So I am going to enter another $12 single entry, 245 person, uh, single entry KBO tournament here. So let's break it down. Let's see. So coup, um, coup's $11,000. Man, I mean, I love them. I love. I love coup. I mean, other than that one performance, coup has been making money for people all season long. $11,000 is going to put him off of some people's radar. And in a 245 person tournament, single entry, you know, you might wind up with a lower ownership uh, rate on coup than you're going to find in most other places. If you're playing a double up or something like that, he's still going to be, everyone's going to take him. Because you can't afford to give up that many points, that many potential points, regardless of the price. Everyone else is going to have them. But in the GPP, like a single entry 245, his ownership's going to be down a little bit because of that 11,000. So you've got two different ways to go here. You can go with coup. I'll never fault anybody for going with coup this year. If you do, then you're going to be running slim on both your other pitchers and your lineup. Let's take a look. M is still going to be my lock. I mean, he was my lock yesterday, and he's going to be my lock again today. He's at home. He's pitching against the Eagles, and he's decent. He's a decent performer. Moon here, Sangwon Moon. That's a hell of a performance there, man. 7 innings pitched. No earned runs, 7 strikeouts. Yeah, man, look at that. Only 4 hits. He gives up less than a hit per inning. Just over 1.1 base runners per inning. Pretty low batting average against. Pretty decent ERA. Plus, he's pitching for the Wyverns, who I have in my thing, right? Who I have in my parlay, so I do gotta like him. Cha, 8,300 at home against the Wyverns. Coming off a good performance. 6 innings pitched, only 1 hit. It was against the Heroes, too. That's pretty impressive. Got bombed out by the Bears before that. But then fairly decent here and here. Really good one down again against the... he might have the Heroes number. I don't know. 8,300. He's not bad. There are some good pitching options here today, man. At the top of the slate, anyway. At the top of the slate, there are some good pitching options. Buchanan, wow, really struggled his last outing. You know what? It's interesting. You look at this lineup. I mean, you look at this stat line, this box score here for Buchanan. 6 innings pitched, 12 hits. Giving up 12 hits, 8 earned runs, only 3 strikeouts with a walk, over 2 base runners per inning, and an over 400 batting average against. Doesn't it seem like that should have been worse than minus 4.9? Like, that really feels like, man, that should have been bad. Apparently not. And I don't see any reason why anyone would take Buchanan at that point. Han gives up a lot of hits, 61 hits in 51 innings. Not too many home runs. Yeah. He's not terrible, but I don't see a reason to go with him. Jang. Jang had a good game last game, 9 strikeouts in only 5 innings. Still, he did give up a lot of hits. Yeah, there's nobody. Who, boy, this is making me take a look at the Dinos. What's going on down here? This guy's had 1 game started. Okay. He only had 1 game played, 1 game started. He lost it. Gave up 10 hits in 3 innings pitched, 5 runs. Didn't strike out anybody. You gotta like the Dinos for a stack tonight. Of course, everybody's gonna see that, and everybody's gonna like that stack. So I think you're looking right here at anybody. Anybody Moon and higher, I wouldn't fault you with going. Moon is looking good against, like I said, not a great Lions team. M is still my lock. Cha seemed decent, right? He was coming off a really nice performance. And then you got Koo. This kind of makes me want to do a second lineup. If I do, it'll be a smaller one. I just, whenever Koo's pitching, I want to get him in there. I want to get him in. I feel like I want him in there somewhere. So we're gonna start out with him, and then just take a look if I throw coup in there, I mean that automatically knocks you all the way down to 38.75. 38.75, man. Okay. All right. We know we're going to consider the dinos. We're sure of that. Let's take a look at the pictures again. We know we're going to want to target him. We know that. And what was the deal with Buchanan? Yeah, right? I mean, this is one that looked like it should have been a worse. You know, I'm kind of interested in the Wyverns. Mm, ah, mm. This is with coup. This is with coup. You know, the trick here, obviously, is if you were going to build a roster with coup, you need money savers. You need money savers. Let's take a look at the lineups. If we look at the dinos, if we're looking for money savers on the dinos, there ain't a lot of them. You can get A Dong Kwon. He's batting second, and he's only 2,400. He's an outfielder. But you would absolutely 100% need him. You have to go with him. I mean, what does that do for you? If you go with a Dong Kwon, And it bumps you up to 4,085. Throw in the Wyverns and the Bears. We could possibly go Kyung Ho Kim for the Wyverns. He bets lead off at 2,700. And for the Bears, we could go Kyung Min Her at third base at 2,900. I mean, those are all money savers right now. You know, those are all money savers, which you kind of need. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at Kyung Min Her at third base. All right, if we threw him in there, we're up to 4,200. And then if we went Kyung Ho Kim right here. Yeah, Kyung Ho Kim coming at 2,700 in the outfield. He bats leadoff. That brings us in at 4,600. That brings us in with 4,600. Now, here's the big bats. Here are the big bats. Fernandez, Sungbum Na, of course. Kim. Yeah, Jung Choi. Alter. You know, here's the question. You know, where's Alter batting today? Is he still batting freaking eighth? No, he's moved up to sixth. And he's $700 cheaper than Sungbum Na. And I hate that. I hate the idea of building the diner stack without Sungbum Na. You know, I like him every week. You know, if you don't take him today, he's gonna go nuts tonight. Yeah, tomorrow. But with this lineup, can you do it? You might not be able to do it with Koo. You know, you might not be able to do it with Koo. You know, I would definitely like to get. I definitely would want to get Kim in the lineup for the Bears. I'd love to get Fernandez in there. Man, I would love to get Fernandez in there. But I don't think we can do all. I don't think we can do them all. I don't think we can do them all. If we went Fernandez and Alter, Do we have any chance? 33.50. 33.50 with a catcher and a shortstop remaining. What are our options? Well, we could go Sehu Park for the Bears. That would give us a 4 stack on the Bears. He's coming at 3,400. If we did that, we'd have $3,300 left. We could go Jae-Sung Kim for the Heroes against the Bears. He's coming at 2,700. We could go Ji-Won Oh for the Twins against the Wiz. He bats second, and he's coming at 3,400. I like that. Um. So yeah, I think that you can do this. I think that you could go with an MQ starting lineup. Go with a decent Bear stack. Still get a fairly decent mini. Still go with a fairly decent. Uh, Dino's little double stack there. 3,600 would leave you what? 3,100 left? There's no. I'm just looking because you could. You could think about trying to go with Ji Hyuk No for the Dinos. He bats seventh, and he's got shortstop eligibility. You could go that way. He's 3,600. That would leave you with 3,100, which would mean you'd have no other option than to go with Bo Gyun Jung for the Giants against the Killer Coup. Um, which you can't be thrilled about that. So you can't really do that. And really, if you were gonna go, yeah, no, you can't go that way. I mean, you really don't want to go with anybody against Coup if you can help it. $2,700 leaves you with $4,000. I mean, yeah. Hey Dong Kwon is definitely a great, yeah, he's a great money saver at 2,400. Well, we're not gonna get tied up on this too much. My my point here being, you can definitely go with an MQ lineup. You can get Fernandez, Arthur, Kim as potential powerhouse hitters, and go with a Huracan and the other Kim as money savers. And then you still have, like I said, you still have 3350 left to fill out your roster. So I think that's one way to go, and then we could always build a second lineup. Like I said, for a lineup that doesn't have coup, right? For a lineup that doesn't have coup. Yeah. Let's go ahead and pick right now, just so we can run through it. I'll pick out a second. Let me pick out a second KBO low cost. Another thing to remember too when you're playing on DraftKings is always check the missions they're offering you, especially on the draft side. Um, I haven't seen a ton of missions on the sportsbook side yet. Missions that I've loved. There's a lot of profit boosts or optional things you can do. Most of their sportsbook sides are, I don't know. I haven't loved it. Um, but on the daily draft side, there's always missions available that you get a certain number of crowns for, and the crowns are things that you can use to buy into free competitions. The more crowns you get over the course of a month, the higher reward level is. Next tomorrow starts the new month of July. I'll be back at gold at that point now. But I've been all the way up, not to black, obviously. I'm not that crazy, but always play them, because even if you don't have enough to, don't always play them. That's a lie. Sometimes take a look at it. Sometimes you'll get something where it's like, play a $20 contest for 200 crowns. That's not worth it. You can easily find, they will offer you $12 contest for 300 coin or 300 crowns. So take a look at it. The more you see them, the more you'll get a feel for. Oh yeah, this one is. This is a good one. This is worth it. All right, let's just go with a another $5 single entry here. We'll reserve this. And then let's draft another lineup. And this will be interesting. This will be fun to see what happens here. Let's go. Let's go with this. So yeah, let's go with this, and let's go with M and Moon as our two starting pitchers. Now that gives us 42.87. That's a lot more comfortable um, to be starting there. Um, if we um, yeah, I do like the. I'm thinking, let's see if we can go a little heavier on the dinos. And just see. So we still love Hey Don Kwan. So you gotta get him in there at 2,400, right? Now Myung Ji Lee is back. He's been injured for a while, I believe. He's missed a couple of games, yeah. And he was batting ninth. But how heavy do you want to go? How heavy do you want to go on a Dinos stack? Again, looking at this this picture going against the Dinos is just bacon. It's just bacon. It's for a significant Dino stack. If I wanted to get Rojas and Sungbum Na into this lineup, I know Rojas is with the Wiz, but Rojas has just been on fire. I mean, he's up to 17 home runs. Batting 376. He's solid. If we went with Rojas and Sungbum Na, see, if we go Sungbum Na, then we can't go Arthur in this one, who's $700 less. Let's take Sungbum Na anyway. All right, if we do him, we've loaded up our outfield. There's Zucka, 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 zucka. I do not trust paying up for Yang. We have no place for Arthur. Moonwoo Park, you gotta be hesitant. Kang is batting eighth, but again, normally puts me off. But we went with Arthur in our lineup yesterday, and he was batting eighth, and he knocked it out of the park. If we went with Arthur, we'd have a 39.50. I think you can swing this. I think you can swing this. I think you can swing it. 3,950. You've got 4 spots left. Most of your infilled. Your first base is already taken care of. You can't even really worry about, because first base and outfielders are usually the most expensive by position overall in the Korean baseball here. You could go Chi Hong An, who obviously we picked up yesterday and was the main reason why we did so well. He's coming at 3,000 at second base. But he's going against Koo today, right? He's going against Koo. Right? He's going against Koo. Let's see. If I go this way, I might go best available player. I might go best available player. What? Rand Paul. Yeah. We could look to go with. What does that give us there, man? If we went with a little bit of a wyvern stack, I know that would be insane. But if we did that, we wouldn't even be able to get Romac in there, who we would want coming in at 4,800. But where would you put him in place of? Do you put him in place of Kang, who's Oh man, now I'm torn. I mean, Jin Sun Kang is batting eighth, but Romac bats cleanup 4,800, but I, that dino stack is just too. I think we need to get a few more dinos in there, man. I think we need to get a few more dinos on this stack. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think we have to get at least one more dino. Let's fill in our third base spot. Do we want to go? Do we go Sukhman Park, who's batting fifth at 4,300? Do we go Ji Hyuk No, who has both second base and third base eligibility at 3,600? Do you risk Minwoo Park at second base? What are they saying about him? Yeah, okay, so Minwoo Park is dealing with a hamstring injury, and the more anybody watches me, the more you'll see I'm very leery of hammies. So I'm not going to risk anything on Minwoo Park right now. We've already got the number 2 hitter. We've already got the number 3 hitter. I can't see us paying up for Yang. We don't save money with Sukhman Park because he's 4,300. We do save money with Ji Hyuk No, who's 3,600. Neither one is a huge money saver. Ji Hyuk No. If we take Ji Hyuk No here, $4,300. I don't know why I said 4,300. That doesn't. I'm apparently just throwing numbers out of my head now. It's 3,600. Now we have 4,066 left per per position. Yeah, there's not any. Here's the problem with the. Here's the problem with the Wyverns. Um, Other than Kyung Ho Kim in the outfield at 2,700 batting leadoff, or Ji Hoon Choi batting second, also in the outfield. There's not great value anywhere else. There's Jung Wook Koo, but he's 4,400. He's also in the outfield. there's no doubt you can fill out the lineup. But right now I'm not feeling like this one is. Oh, I do. I like having Rojas and Sungbom Na in there. I definitely like that. I, I almost want to get rid of Kang. I mean, but the more I look at it, I don't think we can fit anybody else in if we want to get more of that Dinos stack. I mean, I suppose we could go down to. We already got G Chuck No in there. I mean, we could theoretically replace Kang with Sukuman Park. Sukuman Park being at third base. They're both 4,300. Sukuman Park bats fifth. While Jin Sung Kang bats eighth. Let's experiment with that. Because look at Sukuman Park, while not necessarily getting a huge value rating, is he's batting fifth, which means he's right in the middle between Sungbum Na and Weiji Lang in front of him, and behind him is Arthur. All those guys have been killing it. Yang not killing it, but Yang doing fine. Let's put Park in here at third base. Alright, theoretically. And then, what if we were able to then get Jamie Romack here at first base? That throws us down to 3,700. That throws us down to 3,700. With two positions left. That being the catcher and second base. We could go. We could go Junwoo Choi. We could go Junwoo Choi at second base at 2,600. You can do this. You can make this work. You can make this work. I like Romack. I like getting Rojas in on this. I like the heavier Dino stack. But to make Romack worth it, you need to get somebody else in there somewhere. And the other issue here is now is I would love to be able to get. Let's see if we can do this. If you take Choi at second base, that up that this might work. That does up your overall money. We could consider dropping out Park at third base and instead going with Jung Choi. So now we have a 3 Dino stack and a 3 Wyvern stack. With 3,800 left, which would allow us to once again jump on, say, Hook Park for the Dinos. Or possibly right there, Jaewon Lee for the Wyverns. Because we know we can't afford to get Yang. Yeah. I mean, you probably. I don't know. You could go either way. I mean, both Park for the Bears and Jaewon Lee for the Wyverns. They both bat seventh. Point being, though, that both of them are there, so you can do a pretty fairly powerful lineup. I mean, the other lineup that we had, had Fernandez, Arthur, and that was a pretty powerful lineup, so. Yeah, could go either way there, man. Could go either way. But you can fill it out. You could definitely go M Moon. Having gone through both, the process for both, I actually kind of like the spending up for Koo. M and Koo better than the money saving M and Moon. I felt like we were able to put together a maybe as good of a hitter lineup for the Koo M combo as we are for this one. Could be completely wrong, but I think again M is going to be my lock, and then I think you gotta go either Koo or Boone as your secondary. Pitcher, and then just follow along with the advice. So now, let's go ahead over to the let's go over to the Japanese. let's go to the Japanese. All right, and we are going to run this one almost exclusively just looking at stats. All right. We're just going to look at the stats. All right. So looking at so Suarez is the top guy right now. Expensive. Let's take a look at the batters and see. Which way you might be interested in going here. So, let's look at Shota Dobayashi. Shota Dobayashi is coming in right here. Shota Dobayashi. He is definitely the highest value player based on his stats to this point compared to Price. If we throw Shota Dabayashi into the infielder position, our first infielder position, and then we look at Ryoyo Kognihara. See here? Yeah. Kurihara right here. Kurihara bats second. Okay. He's a little less money, but he's also the second biggest value. Dobayashi still has the highest value based on points compared to Price. So let's throw Kurihara in there. Now we're up to 8,400. All right. Now if we're looking at outfielders, which we would be yeah, we still don't have our pitcher, obviously. And pitchers are expensive. Well, let's take a look. Who's the best value pitcher? Albert Suarez is up there. Hideki Wakui also up there. Kohei Suzuki and Tatsuya Amai. Tatsuya Amai is the... Oh, they're all kind of tied, aren't they? CC Mercedes, Tatsuya Amai, and Kohei Suzuki are all tied as far as value goes. So Suzuki, what? Go look at him. He did not have a good outing there. A lot of people, yeah, a lot of people took a beating yesterday. Or recently. Takumi Akiyama at 6,300. I like the value on him as a pitcher. Let's take Akiyama. Let's see how this works out. Now that moves us up to the 8,950 range. Which means we're looking for outfielders. Top ranked guy is Suzuki here. Saya Suzuki. At 8,500, he bats clean up. Let's take him. Him and Dobayashi now. We have a little bit of a mini stack there. Romero. We take him. Well, if we're going to go with the overall here, we got to go with Okamoto in the utility spot, which then leaves us with a whole bunch of money. And if we're looking for the next highest ranked guy, it's Daryl Asamura right here. If we go that way, we still have 2,100 left over. Do we keep it? Or, let's see, what we did was we took Akiyama. But we could move ourselves up to Tatsuya Imai, who, while not ranked as valuable based on price, has scored more points this year. Right here. Let's just go with the numbers here and let's see. Yeah, okay. Let's just go with the numbers again. This is a dollar. Let's go ahead and grab MI. Well, let's go with that lineup. All right, we'll see what happens with the Japanese baseball. So again, good day, good night. A $12 single entry tournament. Last night, 245 people. We finished in second place overall. That's with one of our starting pitchers having gotten rained out. $200 win. Tonight we've got another $12 single entry tournament, a smaller $5 single entry tournament. We're still going with the with the Japanese experiment, and we're going with a possible celebratory 4-team parlay in Korean baseball. Going with the Tigers, the Dinos, the Bears, and the Wyverns as our 4-team parlay. Give it a go tomorrow, Wednesday. We'll be streaming around 7 or 8 o'clock, I think. We will be recapping our KBO sportsbook and drafts. We'll make a run through the Japanese. We'll do more KBO, more Japanese, and then of course tomorrow's our big review of golf for the Rocket Mortgage Classic coming up. So get ready for that. Stay safe out there. Keep gambling. Good luck. Talk soon. Bye bye.